The distant future, the year 2000. I was 15 years old, and god damn it, I was romantic. I was so romantic, in fact, that I only squeaked a little bit when I told Kristen Bailey, "You like the Pixies too?" Yeah, I was smooth like that. I mean, it was great to think that somebody else out there liked the same band that I did, which meant that we must be in love, which meant that we must be together forever. Soulmates. Not quite. But what I did do is I told Kristen, I said, you know what I want to do? I want to take you to a concert. But before that, I want to make you a mixed CD. Now, this being the distant future, the year 2000, we had gotten rid of mixed tapes. You could now channel your thoughts and feelings and emotions to another person on a nice compact disc that never scratched, it never broke, and it never went out of style. The first mixed CD that I ever gave Kristen, it showed a lot of sides to me. I had the angsty, brooding side, so I chose Linkin Park's "This Is My December, this is my time of the year." Then I went all soft and smooth and indie and hip, and I decided to go for the Dispatch, "The General." He was a decorated general with a heart of gold. And then the fun-loving anthem of 1999 that showed that I was just kind of a goofy, kooky guy, Len's "If You Steal My Sunshine." Come on now. If you steal my sunshine. Boy, I was slick. Now, I was going to drop $60 on this concert, and I was so excited to take Kristen to it. We had a plan. My parents would drive us, and her mom would pick us up. And who was the concert? Yes, none other than the Wallflowers. Because, see, my generation didn't grow up with Bob Dylan, so we had to settle for his son, which was okay by me. They actually put on a pretty good show. We walk into the auditorium. It's beautiful, huge, 500 seats, and only 50 of them are filled because it's the Wallflowers. And it stays that way for the entire time as the opening act is coming on. The lights are fading. And who gets on stage? Yes, the great, great rocker of our time, Everlast. And you really might know what it's like to sing the blues. He was actually singing the blues a lot that night because if you'll remember back in 2000, miniature rapper Joe C. had just passed away. He and Kid Rock were sharing a tear. The Wallflowers got on. It was a great show. We were having a great time. And I was feeling like Don Juan, you know? I was like, maybe Kristen will think that I bought out this entire theater for her. Yeah. Ignore those other 48 people, babe. I'm gonna stick something in your ear. It'll be beautiful, just beautiful. But before I could stick anything in her, the lights came up and the verbs, "It's a Bittersweet Symphony," played us out. This is where the problem started. Kristen had missed 5 calls from her mom, and as she was checking her messages in the lobby, I could hear things like, "Not taking him home, he needs to find a different ride." Wasn't a good sign. And it became a worse sign when we stepped out, and as if on cue, Kristen's mom pulled up and she hopped in the car without so much as a hug, and I didn't get a chance to give her her next mixed CD, which contained beautiful songs by Buck Cherry, you know, for the movies, not to be confused with the other song, "Stay the Night" by Buck-Eyed Cherry. And then the anthem to my life that just, it summed it up in a whole thing, "Champagne Supernova" by Oasis. Did I mention I was a romantic? Because I was. So, this being the distant future, the year 2000, I did not have a cell phone nor a penny to my name. So I actually had to walk in dangerous downtown Salt Lake City, Utah, all the way to a friend's house to call my dad, who went and picked up. He was furious. Who is this girl? Who does she think that she can just walk away without saying anything? And her mom leaving a kid out there? That's terrible. Jake, you cannot, I tell you, you cannot go after this girl. There are better people out there. Promise me you will not go after her. I went after her for about a year and a half, receiving nothing in return. The mixed CDs took on a very different meaning, you know. Santeria with Pizza and her new boyfriend was kind of hard to deal with. Incubus's drive, as I was driving her to her next boyfriend's house, who was about 10 years older than her, that also hurt a lot as well. And in general, Blink-182 hurts, and I had to listen to them a lot. I had to suffer through them quite a bit, listening to the milk on vocal cords. Remember the time I spilled the cup of apple juice? I swear I cannot listen to them anymore. So this went on for a year and a half, and I was getting nowhere with her. The only time we actually had alone time together, so to speak, was at the Rainbow Unitarian Church around the corner from me, where I would go and sit with her on a pew, and we'd hold hands and sway together with strangers. It was the best date I ever had. And then, about when the future, caught up with me, 2002, I was sitting in a restaurant around all of her friends and a few of her current boyfriends and a few of her ex-boyfriends, which became current boyfriends, and back again. And my musical tastes had changed. I was listening to Santana's "You Gotta Change Your Evil Ways, Baby." Tracy Chapman's "Give Me One Reason to Stay Here, and I'll turn right back around." And then, the best song to ever come out of 2000, Eminem's "Bitch Please," Volume 2. Bitch, please, you must have a mental disease. Assume the position and get back down on your knees. And I realized I was the bitch, on my knees. So I looked around, and though I didn't own a car, I walked out of there and I walked myself home. Thank you.